Welcome.
Okay, now the mic's on. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Welcome, Renee Organic Stepping Stones. Thanks for taking the time to tune in this week. We are doing garlic infused stuffed mushrooms. I mean, yum. Are you hungry? I hope you are. One thing that we're doing this week is, please, I did post that if you guys have a favorite appetizer, put it in the comments because I want to feature something on Organic Stepping Stones. And if you're anything like me, y'all love trying tried and true recipes. And going to gatherings or having gatherings, we're always doing appetizers. So please share your appetizers, your pictures. And these mushrooms are fabulous. You're going to love them. Thank you again for tuning in. This would be a great moment while we're getting ready to get started. If you have a friend who's into appetizers, share it with them, or if you're into a group, so we can all get in on the yumminess and have a little fun this Friday night. Again, thanks for tuning in. This is Renee. The recipe is posted on organicsteppingstones.com. I think it's about the fourth one down in that category. Lots of good stuff going on, so you'll have the details there. So if you don't get it all right now, no need to panic because we're all having fun.
So Megan's here, Sue's here,
Woo-hoo!
and if everyone could put a little comment, type a little something in the comments so we could see your name. We're having, if not announcing everyone who's joining the channel, and we would love to interact with everybody.
Absolutely, because there might be somebody else that's on there, and once you post, you will be chatting amongst yourself, and that's pretty cool when I go back and read the comments that somebody's like, oh, so-and-so, you're on here? That's so cool. So, yeah, let's make this an interactive thing. Again, you guys got comments, questions, give me a shout, let me know. What do you think, Drew? Did we get started?
Absolutely.
We're getting started right now. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is...
it looks like Glenda's with us as well.
Oh, and Glenda?
Who just dropped the heart for us. Thank you.
All right, loving the love.
Victoria
I'm giving it back. Well. Oh, here. I'll give you guys a heart back. Heart back. We're going to take some type of baking dish, whether it's glass or, as I jump out of the picture, stainless, whatever you're into. But we want to grease it. And my easiest way of greasing pans these days is this is just a chunk of Amish roll butter, whatever kind of butter you have. I just like to take it. No need to get your finger all greasy. Smear it around on the bottom of your pan. You're well greased. A little loud on the crunchy paper. Sorry about that, you guys. I mean, you can get in there with your fingers if you need to. But there you have your greased pan. So I'm going to put the butter here on the side. And when you're doing mushrooms, have you ever seen sometimes when you're sauteing mushrooms how they get that really nice golden brown thing going on? Well, I learned this trick from a chef that I took a class to. Is you get the black stuff, and we obviously want to get that off. But if you take it and you put it underneath the running water, you've now saturated that mushroom and it's like really wet and you won't get that golden brown going on. So we're just going to take a damp paper towel or washcloth, whatever you want, kind of roll it around and you'll get all that black stuff off. And, that's a great way to do it. And again, then you're not saturating your mushrooms. So what we're also going to do, and I'm going to put my frying pan on here to get this heated up a little bit. We want to go and we want to crack all of the inside of the stems out. So you're just going to crack that over. And then we're going to chop these up. So I'm just going to do in half, spin it, and then chop it into really fine pieces. And then we have nice chopped up mushroom stems. And again, I have another one. Again, just pop those out. The rest, I didn't really think you needed me watching me crunch or chop all of these. I like to do it in really fine pieces. Again, if you're just tuning in, thank you. Glad you're joining us here Friday night. We're doing garlic infused stuffed mushrooms. And if you know me, I love garlic. Can't get enough garlic and onions in this house. We cannot run out of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to need about 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm not going to measure this off because I know approximately what 2 tablespoons look like. I want to have enough in there because I am putting in breadcrumbs. So that's a little bit more I think I need to get my 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to let that start melting over here on the stove. So with my mushroom caps where oops, are we good?
Yeah, no, we're good.
All right. I'm going to take all of these mushrooms that I've wiped down. I've taken the stems, and I'm just going to put them all in one of my pans so that they'll all be ready to go. I prepped all this ahead of time. You guys got the idea, right? So what are some of your favorite appetizers? If you're here for mushrooms, I know you guys like mushrooms, so give me a shout on what you're loving over there. Let me get this loud butter out of the way. Okay, so again, I said I chopped up mushrooms, and that's whatever your stems are. We're doing about 8 ounces. I like the portobellos, and these are organic if you guys can. This was the 16 ounce. Obviously, I did half the package of that. You know, portobello to me has a bit more flavor and texture. I've also done it with the white mushrooms, the button mushrooms, and that's also really good. So we've got our mushroom stems chopped, and then we want onions. This is a little bit more than a tablespoon because I chopped up a little bit more than what I needed, but finally chop up an onion. So my butter here is melting nice. I'm going to take and add my chopped onions in there, and I'm going to add the mushroom stems. I'm going to get that sauteing a little bit. See if I can grab a little spoon here or something to mix, get that going. And if you know anything about sauteing onions, which of course you do, it just smells the house. Anytime you don't know what you're having for dinner or anything else, if you just start sauteing an onion, everybody thinks you've got this whole meal thing down. It's the best way. They're like, oh, mom's got this, or whoever's got this. So we've got that sauteing a little bit. We're going to let that go for a couple of minutes. I'll turn that up a little bit.
Oh, Sue asked what kind of mushrooms, but you just said it. LOL.
Yep.
And then Victoria mentioned that she loves all the mushroom dishes.
Oh, yeah. And mushrooms really are. When we start getting outside the traditional button white mushrooms, and that's what I grew up with, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. You know, there's shiitake, you know, there's all kinds, lion's mane, and they have a lot of really good medicinal properties, the mushrooms. So get out there, explore them mushrooms, add them to, they have great flavor. I sneak them into everything, okay? When the kids were little and didn't want mushrooms, finally dice those little bad boys, add in meatloaf, hamburgers. It's amazing with flavor and stuff. So this is sizzling really good. The next thing let me mention about breadcrumbs. I did do sourdough. This actually was organic sourdough, and now these are actually, I made a loaf of sourdough, and it came out a bit heavy. So I just made my own breadcrumbs. You know, chopped it all up, dried it, put it in the food processor. You can use regular breadcrumbs. I just prefer sourdough if I can. So we're going to be using 1/4 cup of that. So this is smelling really good right now. I don't know if you can see this in there. I just want to show you some of that yumminess going on. And I'm going to mince our garlic. And I said 2 cloves. And
Megan says, shh, don't say that out loud. Dad will hear you. But guess what? He's watching on the computer in the other room. He's tuning in as well. And if you know anyone that's not on Facebook, fill them in.
Oh, yeah, exciting news. Drew, who's in the house, the producer here, has it going live on Organic Stepping Stones, you guys. OrganicSteppingStones.com, our actual website. So that is really cool because I know there's a lot of people that say, Renee, I don't do Facebook. And Facebook isn't the only thing. So we now have another opportunity. So feel free, if you know other people, especially now or next week, they can tune into Organic Stepping Stones. So I said 2 cloves of garlic, and that's all relative garlic, but you know, if you like a lot, like this one's pretty large, so I have a smaller one, and I just have a garlic press, and I'm going to just press that right in my pan. I'm going to add the second one, because, oh, love garlic, just just goodness going on there, you guys. And garlic also has some wonderful properties in it. So I'm going to let that saute just another minute. I will get the breadcrumbs ready. Again, the sourdough breadcrumbs, I can talk all right, is just a little bit cleaner of a version, for food-wise. So I've got the quarter ready on that. I'm also going to be adding salt, pepper, parsley, and thyme. And cream cheese. Again, I'm using the organic cream cheese. If not, just look at the labels, you guys. You will be amazed. On some will have a paragraph of ingredients, and then others aren't. So simply just pick one that doesn't have a ton going on. And we're going to do 4 ounces of the cream cheese. Should have opened this up. Technical difficulty opening up the cream cheese. This just adds a nice, real creamy texture. I'll just grab a little knife here. And I'm going to put half of this in because this is 8 ounces. I just need 4. I'm going to let that soften up a little bit. And I am going to add my salt. And salt, again, you guys know me, Celtic sea salt. It's got like over 80 minerals in it. So we want that. We don't want the white iodized salt. You guys, you've heard me say this a ton of times. It's just not good for us. That's the ½ teaspoon. So I'm going to add this in. Turn that down a little bit. Pepper, I'm going to do 1/4 teaspoon, but I got my grinder and I just like to grind. Okay, you can measure it out if you're into measuring. I like a little bit more, so this is probably more than 1/4 teaspoon because that's just how I roll.
Jenny just tuned in.
Hey, Jenny. Welcome, welcome. She was one of the winners from last week. We had a little contest going. And I did mention earlier, post some of your favorite appetizers. I want to feature you on the website, you guys. I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of dry parsley. So I'm just going to measure 1.
And everybody just tuning in, thank you for joining us. This recording will be posted.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for coming in and joining us. And now I've got thyme. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of thyme, add that in there.
Actually, I didn't hit the record button again.
Well,
so all the recipes will be included. Do you want to do a quick recap of where we're at? I'll record right now. We're hitting record now and start the recipe.
We're doing a recap here. We are doing garlic infused stuffed mushrooms while I'm mixing this up. And we're using 8 ounces of portobello mushrooms. It's my pick, but you can choose something else. Wipe them down to get all that yucky stuff off. We are going to break out the stems, finely chop those, along with 2 tablespoons of onions, 1 or 2, whatever you're into. Saute those, and about 2 tablespoons of butter. When that starts to smell good, start to look a little translucent, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of garlic. Saute that a little bit more. Then we add cream cheese. We've added parsley, thyme. I said salt, pepper, Celtic sea salt.
Why the Celtic sea salt, Victoria asked. What's the difference?
Celtic sea salt has not been bleached. It has not been stripped. So the white iodized salt, there's really no medicinal properties at all. There's over 80 minerals in the Celtic sea salt. I actually went to a presentation where Dr. Ng, he's an MD who's gone holistic. He highly recommends consuming this daily, up to 1.5 teaspoons. Okay, I don't consume that much, but it's actually good for our system. Iodized salt is toxic, and we don't want to be consuming iodized salt. So Celtic sea salt is really good. Another one for salt would be Redmond's. Okay, I have this all melted and nice and kind of gooey. I'm adding our 1/4 teaspoon of breadcrumbs. And I'm going to mix this in. Get all that butter and everything. Oh, and I don't want to forget, I have some Romano cheese. We're going to grate about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of that. I'm going to keep a little for shredding afterwards. Going to add this. This is delicious, you guys. I'm just telling you. As I'm mixing it in here like this, get it all going. Let me move this cream cheese out of the way so I can set this down here. Getting a little heavy. Okay, did you guys start posting some of your favorites? Because I need to know. I'm always looking for new recipes, you guys.
No, can you believe no one's recommended their favorite appetizers yet? I can't believe it.
You guys, come on. I know y'all have one.
15 people watching, and they're all just hungry for mushrooms, I guess.
So I combined it really good now, and all that butter's been absorbed in there. And I'm going to take 2 teaspoons. I had them out and I used those. Let me grab 2 more teaspoons. I like to do a teaspoon scoop. So we've got our mushroom caps. And we're simply just going to scoop, you know, some, and then just go ahead and pack it in to our mushrooms. And I always start with a smaller amount just to make sure that I'm going to make it all the way around. You know, we can always go back and fill, and some of these are really large. So when you're trying to get mushrooms, you know, this size is really nice, you know, but sometimes they're mixed and you get these big ones. Okay, we like turn those into a meal. So again, this is a great little appetizer, stuffed mushrooms. Scoop these in. I actually have a batch already going, so we can pull those out and check out the finished batch. So if you're in the neighborhood, let me know. I'll put some out on the swing for you guys tonight. Because I think we have more stuffed mushrooms than we need. So getting close to being finished here.
Not too many will be donated, though.
I'll save you some.
She will. She will. I can't eat all of them.
And as I'm filling these, I didn't mention, next week, before summer comes and it's too hot, I got to get one more batch of soup in, you guys. I am just the soup girl. So we are going to be doing creamy potato soup. And I will also be talking about how you can make your own broth. So you can either choose to make your own broth, which is really easy and nutritious, or store-bought. You know, it's the real world, people. Sometimes I make it. Sometimes it's the store. We gotta roll in life.
I'm gonna test the light setting. I apologize, everybody.
All right. Yeah, this light is like bright. I feel like I'm getting a suntan.
Make sure they can see good because we closed that window. Okay, keep going.
Okay, it works.
I was drowning you a little bit. Apologize.
Okay. You know, it's a process, you guys. All of this. We love your input, comments. Okay, I'll even take constructive criticism. I mean, really? Okay.
Or recommendations of appetizers.
Yeah, because come on. I want to feature you guys. So I have them all
Have you
stuffed.
spoken to the benefits of mushrooms? Suzette asked. Are you using the stoves on still?
Thank you. Let me shut that off. I know that there's a whole lot of benefits to it. And Jacqueline, if you're watching, because you're my mushroom girl, she's done serious research on the topic. I know that there are a lot of benefits, but no, I can't actually address those individually. So those of you who are on and you know them, please share. This is community. It is a give and take. And I never said I knew all of the answers because I don't. So that tells me our mushrooms that I put in are almost done. We've got 1 more minute and I'll pull those bad boys out. So again, before those come out, I want to thank you for coming on.
Go ahead.
And I was just going to say, we've got the mushrooms today. We've got creamy potato soup tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next Friday. I guess I'm hungry, you guys. No dinner, okay? What should I say? What's up with Victoria?
Oh, she said her favorite is fresh spinach mixed with a little bit of olive oil, fresh garlic in the large baking dish, topped with thick sliced portobello, and topped with 3 Italian cheeses. Lightly topped with 3 Italian cheeses. Sounds Very yummy.
Yeah, it does. Okay, girlfriend, I need the recipe in specific or in general will work for me. You know how I roll. Whoa. Yes, that sounds delicious. Sounds like I got a new something to be tried. Let me get my hot mitts out. And I don't know where they all disappeared. I'll use these because I have it in my toaster oven. And I don't know you guys in toaster ovens, but I swear, every time I go to get something out of that thing, it's amazing the amount of marks on my hands. Pardon me. Oh, yeah. All right, you guys. They are sizzling. Can you see them? Yeah. See how they're nice, crispy brown on the top? When you actually bite into them, they're creamy. The mushroom is like the perfect temperature. And, oh my gosh. I could let it rest for a minute. We could cut one in half. I'm telling you. Fabulous. So, you guys making any special dishes tonight? Oh, the other thing, that extra cheese that I said. You take some of that cheese, and we're going to sprinkle that. It gives it a whole nother look. Makes it look all fancy. I actually like to do that when I put it on the plates because it just looks so, so good. Let me just show you because I just got to come around because check that out. You sprinkle a little extra cheese. What do they call that? I'm not always really good at it, but it's going for, you know, when you dress up the plate. I can make really good food. Plating! Not really good plating. Not my strong suit.
Jenny says one recipe she really loves is artichoke chicken. Chicken breast topped with artichokes, mayo, and Parmesan cheese.
Ooh, Jenny, I want the detail. Sounds like I got a new meal. I love artichokes. So yeah, that would be fabulous.
Have you ever tried morels? Asks Sue. She says it's fun to look for them as well.
Oh, the morel mushrooms?
Morel, is that
yes, morel. I have gone morel hunting with a group. We had a ball. My sister and I, we didn't get any. There were other people that had their, you know, their mesh bags, and I did find out that you carry in mesh bags so it can drop spores throughout the woods to plant more of them. But no, I can't actually say that I've ever tried them or found them, but we had a wonderful afternoon hunting for those. Obviously, we were the beginners because we didn't get any. I'm just going to cut one of these in half. Oh, yeah. Yum, you guys. Still smoking a little bit, so I'm not quite sure we want to bite into that yummy goodness. Let it cool off a little bit. But there you have it. Garlic-infused stuffed mushrooms. Guys have any questions tonight? Hit me up. Tune in next Friday, 7 o'clock.
Sue says she goes at her cabin. Sounds like she's going to have a few guests this year at her cabin once all this social distancing clears up.
I would love it. Yeah, it was so cool going on that morel hunting. They actually had a group, and Jacqueline, if you're on, I forgot the name of the group, but they go multiple times a year for different kind of mushrooms, and they educate you, and you start off as a group, and then everybody splits up, and you just got to be able to get your way back out of the woods or find somebody. Don't necessarily need to get lost. Maybe a little compass would help. But again,
Dave just joined in. He's going to have to watch the recording.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. I appreciate you
coming in. Show him the
mushrooms,
though. Show him. That's hot. Don't touch the
Oh, yeah. This is hot. Because you know I was going to grab that glass dish.
It looked like it. I don't know. You probably weren't.
There we go. There's the finished product. Oh, how about this way?
There we go.
We've got garlic stuffed mushrooms. We topped it off with a little bit of Romano cheese. It's got sourdough breadcrumbs. We've got butter. We've got the mushroom stems chopped up on there. Parsley, thyme, cream cheese, salt, pepper.
She says, oily girls weekend. Sounds like Drew's not invited. No. That's
I love it, oily girls weekend.
You girls can definitely go have fun in the woods, and I will hold down the fort.
We can do bonfire, marshmallows, oils. Okay, yep, I'm ready.
And
Let me know when.
it sounds like a couple people have already started their sprouts and they're already growing. Rebecca Hart being the one dropping the comment. Is anyone
All
else
right.
have their
Anybody else
sprouts?
got the sprouts? And I know that Jenny and Kathy have, and Suzette all have their romaine and celeries growing. So very cool.
Yeah, if you're taking part in any of these lives that we're doing or the recipes, please send the messages or pictures or questions so we all can be included and we can follow along your journey as well.
Absolutely. As my husband has a long shoe handle trying to sneak some of these mushrooms, he's just going to have to wait a minute, right? And I know Linda, she sent me pictures of the bagels that she made. Amazing.
Royal Oak has sorry.
No, go.
Royal Oak has a mushroom excursion group that people can join. They do walkthroughs through the Royal Oak nature preserves, and it's free to join. Also recommended by Rebecca.
Thank you.
That's Becky, right?
Yeah, Becky, thank you. Appreciate that. See, that's what I'm talking about. Community, you guys. This is wonderful, wonderful.
Lettuce and onion growing nicely over at Aunt Suzette's house.
Lettuce and onions. All right. Oh, and I will post it tomorrow, you guys. I cut up, remember, I don't know if I showed you the potatoes with the eyes. Well, I came up with a way to plant them. It was an idea of somebody else, but I had to improvise because I wasn't going shopping. So I will put that video up tomorrow afternoon on how I planted my potatoes. And I looked, the ground looks like it's starting to split, like them bad boys are going to be popping. So happy growing, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Drew, do we have anything else, or are we done for the night?
I think we're, what's next week?
Next week, yes. Creamy potato soup. How to make it creamy, why we add a few ingredients at the end. So thanks.
And we might have tossed the typo in potato there. So I apologize as I typed that up.
I'm sorry, I was in a hurry. I will do way, way better next time, you guys. Thank you. And we needed a little humor, so we're ending on humor. Okay, I meant to do that, you guys. I really did. Thank you. Love you. See you next week, you guys.
And we love you. Thank you, Mom, for doing all of these. Or Renee to everyone else as well.
And thank you for Drew, because this would not happen without him. So truly appreciated. Drew in the house. Drew, put your head over here. This is my son, Drew, for those of you who don't know. Love this guy. Appreciate him. So thanks to him and all of you for tuning in, because this is for you guys. It's for community. It's for all of us. So stay healthy. Stay well. Enjoy that humor on my spelling, because it is not my strong suit. So let's have fun with that. See you next week, you guys.
Bye, everyone.